So yes, this is comparing two Bond films, and there's going to be a series of these. The first one is The Spy Who Loved Me versus Moonraker, and we're comparing them on a series of different things depending on how good they are, I guess if you put it that way, and the winner gets more, a certain amount of points, and the points do go to something eventually. It'll be a long time till it happens, but when it happens, you'll know what it is. Now, the first clip is The Spy Who Loved Me Gun Barrel, and this is the Moonraker's, and I personally think Moonraker's is better, so right off the bat, that's 1 point for Moonraker. The second thing is the opening scene. The opening scene, not the one stunt, okay? So don't get all up in my grill about this. I personally think Moonraker's is better because so much happens in the opening scene of Moonraker that doesn't happen in The Spy Who Loved Me. Yes, The Spy Who Loved Me has that one amazing scene, probably the best in the entire series, but Moonraker has so many great things, from Jaws to the great fight. What else could you want? Besides, for Moonraker, you could go to any point in the entire scene, get a great moment. Whether it's this or the entire beginning itself, but for Spy Who Loved Me, this is what you get.
So does England.
So, point one, Moonraker. The next one is the opening title scene and the theme song, which The Spy Who Loved Me easily wins for both. I don't think there's really any competition at all between the two. The Moonrakers is kind of funny at the beginning. Both the points are The Spy Who Loved Me, so it's 2-2. And next is the Q branch scene, which Moonraker easily wins with most secrets. Apparently there's a higher level than top, but okay. And I just think it's a great scene. Spy Who Loved Me. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I'm not you. My opinions. Next is the Bond girls, and both are favorites of mine, but I think Holly Goodhead, yes, that's her name, is better. Triple X, I'm not kidding, is the girl's name, and she's good. It's just, I mean, she gets slapped around all the time, like in this scene right here, against Jaws, my lord. She literally gets beaten immediately, and because the writers decided to put Bond in the scene, that's the only reason she lived. The next is the henchman, and this is kind of tough because the same henchman's in both films, but I look at it more as Jaws in The Spy Who Loved Me is more of a badass, I guess you could put it, but in Moonraker he's more central to the plot in a way. He saves Bond in the end, so I'm going to call it a tie. Each film gets a point. Jaws has some pretty awesome scenes, in especially Spy Who Loved Me, but Moonraker has some solid scenes as well, but I think he's great in both films, and I'm very happy he was the henchman in Moonraker as well as The Spy Who Loved Me. Oh, and point right here as to why I like Holly Goodhead more. Or Jaws, why does he have to be so stupid? Sorry, it's just, if you watch my top 10 henchmen video, you know he is by far my favorite henchman, and I just can't get enough of him. And another point right here, Holly's actually doing something, even if it's kind of minor. Good for her. She's pulling through. Look, watch here. She's gonna do something very minor, but good for her. she's actually doing something. The next is the villains themselves, and I kind of hate the Spy Who Loved Me's villain. I think he's really bland, and this is all he does. It's sit in a chair and yell at his henchmen. That's basically all he does. He sits and watches the ocean. That's it. Whereas in Moonraker, the one, the only Hugo Drax, who the voice doesn't match up to his mouth, but that's okay. He has some of the weirdest lines, including this one.
At least I shall have the pleasure of putting you out of my misery. I press you to a cucumber.
The next is the villain's plot itself, and frankly, the way I judged it was because they had the same plot. It was their lair, and the Spy Who Loved Me's lair is pretty cool, but it may just be me, but I think this is kind of cooler, so I'm gonna go Moonraker on this one, mainly because it's space, and why not? The next is the vehicle chases in the film, and I think the Spy Who Loved Me definitely has the better vehicle chases. I don't think it's even close, really. I think Moonraker debatably has the worst vehicle chases, even worse than Dr. No, I would say, and okay, fine, Moonraker isn't the worst, it's the second worst behind Dr. No, but The Spy Who Loved Me has some great scenes just like this one, and we all know the iconic car underwater scene, so I'm not going to put it because we all know it, but, God, I'm sorry, I just hate the Moonraker scene so much. I'm making you guys watch it just because I hate it so much, okay? Here it is. You know what? I feel bad, but you know what? No, I don't feel bad. You're gonna enjoy this, okay? It's a good movie. Like it. No, the guy that's drinking, they have some form of that in every Roger Moore movie. Oh God, just kill me now. Oh, wait. So the next is the stunts in the movie, and The Spy Who Loved Me definitely wins. I don't think any movie could top it, whether it's Octopussy, GoldenEye, Man with the Golden Gun. None of them can top this movie, so I think it's no question that The Spy Who Loved Me definitely gets a point for the stunt. The next is the villain fights, and I think the main difference between them is the one in Moonraker is kind of funny and has some stupid puns, whereas The Spy Who Loved Me is really pretty dark, actually. So I'm going to give it to Moonraker solely because, especially in a silly film like Moonraker, I'd much rather take a less serious but at the same time, intense scene as compared to a really dark scene, to be honest with you, with not really anything funny.
Your boat, Stromberg. Now it's my turn.
Jesus. The next is the random fights that happen in the movie, and you know what I'm talking about. And I think Moonraker wins, even though some of it's kind of ridiculous. But I enjoy it. I'm all for an action-packed movie. That's why I really like Tomorrow Never Dies. And yeah, I just think Moonraker has really good scenes like this one. And not all the movie's bad. Give it a break. No, this is Live and Let Die music. The version I found had like this, and I think it sounds good, so yeah. This is the comparison between two of my most favorite scores in the entire series, and it's really tough to choose one, but my vote is probably for The Spy Who Loved Me. Although that was really good, this is pretty good as well, and I just couldn't choose which one. Next few we're going to go through really quickly. The end performance and the Bond performance are definitely for The Spy Who Loved Me. How well it dates, again, Spy Who Loved Me, and more action overall, that goes to Moonraker. So, believe it or not, we have a tie overall, and I think the decider has to be who has the better end credit scene, as in, like, the way end scene right before the credits. I know, worded pretty terribly. And bad footage, sorry. And my end credit winner is The Spy Who Loved Me, so The Spy Who Loved Me wins by a point. Good for them. That gives
What do you think you're doing?
Spy Who Loved Me, because they won, I multiply their points by 2, so they have 22 points, and Moonraker has, because they got to the tiebreaker, I multiply by 1.5, so they have 15. So I hope I don't get yelled at for having it such a close matchup, but if you want to see any comparisons between any two individual Bond films, then I'm all for it. Next week is going to be the top 10 Bond quotes, I guess you could put it. You'll see what I mean when you see the video. But remember, for each new subscription, there's a new video, so hit subscribe now.